All right, guys, so I want to show you how you can make some text edits on the website. So right now I am logged in. When you log in by default, it drops you here in your dashboard. To make any updates on the website, we just need to go back to the front end of the site. So in order to do that, the quickest way is just to come up here and click on Visit Site. You could also absolutely just go to bonecancerdogs.org, delete this extra stuff and hit enter, and it would take you to the homepage too. But this is just a little quicker. So I'm going to click on Visit Site. You can see this brings me to my home page, but now there's this additional black bar across the top. That's your admin bar. That'll only show up when you're logged in, and it will not show up for people who are just visiting the website. In order to make any edits on any page, pretty much any of our text, we're just going to go ahead and click Enable Visual Builder. And this will implement the editing screen. You can kind of ignore this top section. When you're logged in, it doesn't display correctly, but that's okay. That's just because I'm using some plugins in order to do the social sharing buttons for you guys. And then you'll just scroll down to the section that you want to edit, and we'll edit. Now, I did want to note this section here, you can see there's a duplicate where it's kind of faded out. That's because one of these is a mobile-only section. So it just displays differently on a phone so that the dog would still look okay on their home page. So if you wanted to edit the text here, you'd want to edit it in both places. Let me scroll down to somewhere else though that's a little bit easier to make an edit. So anywhere I want to edit, I'm just going to go ahead and click into the text. And let's say I wanted an apostrophe here, you could just put it in. Clinical trials, I could add an S, whatever changes you wanted to make. You could go ahead and make those just directly into the text, the same way you would kind of anyway. You just kind of type it in. Now, when you're all done making the edits, you're going to click on these three dots, and you're going to click Save. Now, I'm not going to do that because I don't actually want to add the changes that I just made. But you'll just click Save, and that'll push them live on the website, and then you'll hit Exit Visual Builder. Now, let's say we made changes that we don't want to go live, like we did in this case. I've got two options. I can just hit Exit Visual Builder, and I'll show you what that does in a second. Or I can come down here to this little clock, the editing history clock, and undo things either one step at a time by clicking the Undo button, or jump back kind of a couple steps at a time. It'll show a little line here for every single thing that I do on the site. So let's say I did something really goofy, like accidentally clicked a button that I didn't know what it did, and now suddenly I have two of these things and I don't know how to fix that. So I would just come in here, and now you can see I could just jump back a couple of steps. Or if instead of doing that, I could come up here to Exit Visual Builder, and it'll just ask you. It says, you haven't saved the changes that you made. Do you want to keep those changes, or do you want to discard them? And you'll just choose discard if you made changes you don't want to keep. Obviously, if you made changes you do want to keep, you want to hit Save. All right, so that's text edits. I'm also going to just briefly show you how you can edit some of these buttons. You probably won't need to do that unless you guys do some new research or do something kind of more advanced. But this same process for editing pages will work on all of your research pages, your information pages. So all of these pages all work that exact same way. Let me just show you, though, how to edit some of those buttons on the home page, just in case you ever want to. I'm going to enable Visual Builder again. And let's say, let's come down to this Learn More button down here. Let's say we wanted to change this button. So everything in Divi and in your website is basically boxes within boxes. So we've got a blue box, which is a section, with a green box inside it, which is a row. You can have multiple rows in any given section. And then rows have columns. So we've got a left column here and a right column here. And then within each column, we have what's called a module. So these are each of the pieces here. Now, that's more information than you really truly need to know, but it does just kind of help you picture, I think, a little bit what it is we're working on. So we want to work on the button, which is a module. So we go down to the gray menu bar near the button, and we hit Module Settings. And that'll bring up this little box here. And this makes it pretty easy to make changes. You could change the text actually on the button. Or you could change the link and make this go to a different page on the website, that kind of thing. Now, I don't actually want to do that, so I'm just going to hit Cancel here, and you'll see that it'll discard the changes I just made to that button. But that is how you could update a button too, and that works the same for this button, these buttons, Most of the buttons on the site, these are also buttons, so you could do these the same way. Yeah, so I think that hopefully these are just the support buttons for mobile. Again, it's faded out because it's a different layout for mobile. That's all there is to it. That's how you update the buttons, and that's how you update the text. I hope that helps. If you have questions, please let me know. I'm happy to make an additional video or two if there's something else that you guys want to change.